From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Tuesday morning. We're still tracking the two fires within the region, the Tiger Creek fire, the Williams Mine fire. This one 42% contained, this one 89% contained. That's pretty much it. We're just watching containment go up at this point. There's not much else to say about the fires. You're taking a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart. All the pretty city lights down below. Could be a bit of a frosty start this morning in the Yakima Valley as we have temperatures right at 30 in Yakima. We're a little bit warmer in the basin as we're in the low to mid 40s, also mid 40s in the foothills of the Blues. So if you did have to break out the ice scraper this morning, it would either be in the Kittitas or Yakima Valleys. So here's the bottom line for the forecast. Today is going to be a very nice seasonal sunny day. We do have small shower chances returning on Wednesday. A little bit even cooler, returning to some dry conditions for Thursday and Friday, but rain chances go back up in a Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I'll tell you how much rainfall we're expecting from the storm system. Also, I'll have that hour-by-hour forecast for what's going to end up being a pretty nice Tuesday. All that's coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, officials have identified the two crew members that were aboard the Navy aircraft that crashed in Yakima County. We have the details. And local voters filing complaints over people collecting ballots who aren't election officials. Emily Goodell with that report is up first. Plus, it's almost time to release the Kraken. They take on the Winnipeg Jets this week. And just ahead, we have how Seattle is doing so far. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. It is Tuesday, October 22nd. Happy Tuesday. We're going to start off with election news. We're just 14 days away from Election Day, and some local voters are filing complaints over people collecting ballots, people who aren't election officials. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell spoke to officials who say voters' main concern is where those ballots are ending up.
I sat down with Yakima County Auditor Charles Ross to talk to him about the complaints he's received so far and what you can and cannot do with a ballot under Washington state law.
We've had people calling in just saying, hey, there's people out there that are pretending to be Republicans gathering ballots or pretending to be Democrats gathering Republican ballots or vice versa and throwing them away.
The auditor's office investigating each complaint.
We've yet to find anything that we see as illegal at this point. But if a person gathers up other people's ballots and gets rid of them, I think they would be looking at having some serious trouble. We've talked to the prosecutor about people mishandling other people's ballots, and we're watching very carefully.
Ross says voters also concerned over people going door to door, collecting ballots and trying to convince people how to vote.
It's not illegal. Campaigns do it often when they're out door knocking. They'll offer to take a person's ballot to the drop box.
What they can't do is pretend to be an elections official, fill out the person's ballot themselves, or attempt to coerce or bribe someone into voting a certain way.
It is not allowable to offer gift or exchange or any kind of tangible prize for handing over your ballot or guaranteeing a vote. That is illegal.
Ross says they've also received complaints about voting parties, where people are invited to come fill out their ballot at a political gathering and leave it with event organizers to turn in.
It's not illegal to do that, but we're getting some concerns and complaints about. They see these stations and there's a lot of political signage around them, and people wonder, what is that? And that is not an official drop site.
The auditor's office says they recommend turning in your ballot yourself, either in the mail or an official ballot box.
If you hand it to someone else that you don't know or that is just out there working a campaign, you're taking a serious risk that your ballot may not ever make it to my office.
Any voters with complaints or concerns can contact the Yakima County Auditor's Office directly. We'll have information about how to do that on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com. Reporting from the Yakima newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Now, Navy officials have identified the two aviators whose fighter jet crashed in Yakima County last week. Lieutenant Commander Lindsay Evans and Lieutenant Serena Willman died after their EA-18G Growler jet crashed October 15th near Mount Rainier. Both pilots were 31 years old. Their commanding officer says they'll be remembered for their heroic actions on their recent deployment, as well as their incredible energy. Officials say the two were on a routine training mission. Washington Senator Patty Murray releasing a statement after the pilots were identified, saying in part, "I am so proud of both of these women for their trailblazing careers. Their service has no doubt made a difference, clearing a path for the women who will come after them." And you can read her full statement at applevalleyNewsNow.com. Now, the Yakima County Search and Rescue Team, which helped in that search, is made up of trained volunteers. Authorities say searching in remote or mountainous areas is especially difficult, with no trails, steep terrain, heavy brush, downed trees, and communication issues. Resources used include radios, vehicles, ATVs, dogs, and the volunteers themselves, and they're always looking for more help.
We do accept applications for search and rescue all year long until around November 1st, so that we can gather them all together, do some background checks, call people to see if they still want to be search and rescue members.
The Sheriff's Office holds a search and rescue academy every year from January to April. Workers who have been on the job hunt after the Lamb Weston plant closure in Connell took part in a job fair in Pasco. Columbia Basin College and WorkSource are hosting job fairs for those workers as well as others throughout the week. The main goal is to help find them work after being let go from their jobs. One former employee is saying she's grateful for the community support.
This job fair is essential for the people so they can learn what jobs are out there, because a lot of them are older. They don't have the computer skills or the capabilities to look for the jobs online as easy. And a lot of those websites send you to secondary websites and ad websites and scammers, so they get scammed out of good opportunities.
She also says while at the job fair, her interest peaked at a dispatcher job. CBC and WorkSource says there is another job fair planned at WSU Tri-Cities for today and another fair in Connell on the 25th. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, 5 people found dead in a Washington home about 25 miles east of Seattle. We have the story. But first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest. We'll be right back.
It's Carl's Jr.'s new Ghost Burger. There's the soul-scorching sauce, ghost pepper cheese, bacon. It's a spicy charbroiled phenomenon. Watch me make this one vanish. The new Ghost, only at Carl's Jr. Big burger! Good burger.
Democrat candidate Maria Beltran led a liberal Seattle group that tried to defund police and allowed chaos and violence to take over the streets. Like Beltran, House candidates Anna Kennedy and Chelsea Demas oppose initiatives that would lower gas prices and the capital income tax and allow you to opt out of the expensive long-term care tax. Seattle liberals Maria Beltran, Anna Kennedy, and Chelsea Demas do not share your values and are too extreme for Central Washington.
Dirty tactics and lies have become a staple of American politics. But I'm not a regular politician. I'm Jared Sessler, and I approve this message. Dan Newhouse is spending millions of dollars to spread outright lies about me. President Trump needs an ally in Congress who will join his fight to lower taxes, fix the economy, and restore traditional American values. I've been endorsed by President Trump and the House Freedom Caucus, but more importantly, I'm endorsed by you, the people, who handed me a decisive victory in the August primary. So vote for the conservative we deserve.
Your lawn demands a lot out of you all summer long, but now you can demand a lot out of your equipment with the E-Force line from Echo. The max-out technology inside every Echo trimmer keeps it running so you can get the job done, and the long-lasting battery power that Echo provides will make your lawn the envy of the neighborhood. So what are you waiting for? See the complete line of Echo E-Force products at Liberty Lawn and Saw on Van Giesen in West Richland or online at libertylawnandsaw.com.
A Northwest artist talks about the fall colors of her North Idaho home.
Here you get like the bright orange and yellows, and then you'll see that reflected in the lake. So we just have so many amazing scenes around here.
Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight.
Carl's Jr. Big Carl fans know nothing beats the taste of charbroiled beef, American cheese, and Carl's classic sauce. Except getting a second Big Carl for just $1. Buy one, get one for $1. Only at Carl's Jr. Big burger! Good burger.
You won't believe your ears.
We're celebrating Disney on Dancing with the Stars.
Fantastic. Well done.
That was truly the magic of Disney.
Disney Night on Dancing with the Stars, live tonight. Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're seeing temperatures this morning that are chilly out there. 36 for Cle Elum, 38 for Ellensburg. You'll definitely need a heavier jacket there. Maybe an ice scraper would be necessary this morning in the Yakima valleys. We're at 30 in Yakima, 37 for Toppenish, 36 degrees in Sunnyside. A little bit warmer, albeit not warm, in the lower Columbia Basin. We're at 46 for the Tri-Cities, 42 for Benton City, 41 degrees for Prosser. And then in the foothills of the Blues, 30s and 40s, although we're in the mid to upper 40s for portions of Milton, Freewater, Walla Walla, kind of where there's that little valley up in the foothills, if you will. And of course, much colder up in the higher terrain of Meacham and Ukiah. Here's your day planner for today. By 8 this morning, temperatures still in the 30s and 40s, but plenty of sunshine. In fact, we'll have plenty of sunshine all throughout the day. By lunchtime, still cool / chilly out there. 53 in Yakima, 55 for Hermiston, 52 in Walla Walla. And then at the peak of daytime heating, well, it's certainly not going to feel hot outside. We'll be at 60 for the Tri-Cities, 58 in Yakima, 55 in Walla Walla. Those will be the temperatures precisely at 4 p.m. But if you're talking about the exact highs for today, we will be seasonal with highs right around 60 degrees. Mostly sunny skies, will be light wind. So this is going to be a nice little reprieve from the wet weather that we had yesterday, but it's sandwiched in between another chance of showers for tomorrow. So I'll time that out. Also, I'll show you a much better chance of wet weather into this weekend. So all that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. In Washington, a teenager is in custody after sheriff's deputies found 5 people dead in a home. Now, this happened yesterday in Falls City, about 25 miles east of Seattle. The killings have shocked this quiet community. Natalie Swaby spoke with investigators and neighbors.
This incident was a very contained tragedy.
A tragedy that took place at a Falls City home. On Lake Alice Road, 911 calls about gunfire started coming in just before 5 a.m. When King County Sheriff's deputies arrived, they found 5 people dead.
These included 2 adults and 3 juveniles.
Deputy Mike Mellis says an arrest was made.
They immediately took one young male, teenage male, into custody. They discovered that there was in fact one injured teenager.
The victim was rushed to the hospital while more law enforcement moved in, including the sheriff.
When I first learned of this morning, the undersheriff called me to notify me. Very, very sad, very disturbed.
They were always over my house, you know, we were next door, so the kids would come over.
Neighbors say they woke up to this crime scene and the devastating news.
I'm just in total shock. I keep bursting into tears. That's why I have to go to my daughter's house, because I can't be there on my own. I just keep seeing their faces and those children.
It's beyond belief, and we've gotten to know some of the kids that unfortunately lived at the home, and the younger kids especially, the sweetest children, so polite, homeschooled, and it's unfathomable what just happened.
We are going to be here as an investigative team for days.
Here they're collecting evidence and searching for answers as to why 5 people were killed in one Falls City home.
And hopefully we'll come to some kind of conclusion as to why this happened.
The teen arrested is expected to face either first or second-degree murder charges. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, National First Responders Day is coming up, and a local fire department is receiving funding to enhance fire safety education in a fun way. Riley Fitzgerald with that report in just a few minutes.
Unlock beautiful skin with Curve Appeal's limited time special. For a short time only, enjoy any IPL, Resurfex, RF microneedling, or combo treatments. Buy one and get the next area 50% off. Treat yourself to smoother, glowing skin across your face, neck, chest, arms, or tummy. Restrictions apply. Both areas must be used in the same treatment time. Feel fabulous and look flawless. Ready to look as young as you feel? Book your appointment today with Curve Appeal.
Hit by a big truck,
It could be from bad air hoses in the brake system. I'm attorney Mariana Morales, and at my law firm, we have a special team that knows how trucks work and what goes wrong. We know how to prove it was the truck's fault. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the experience and knowledge it takes to get you paid everything you deserve. Hit by a big truck? Our team knows truck wrecks and how to win for you. I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
This holiday season, believe in the magic of the North Pole. As you set sail for a holiday adventure like no other, marvel over the stunning light display along the magical journey to meet Santa. Experience the magic that only happens on Lake Coeur d'Alene. Even the Grinch can't resist the holiday cheer. Book during Santa's Sneak Peek Week and enjoy 25% off tickets from November 15th to November 27th and discover the magic of the holiday season.
If you'd rather be here or here instead of here, then you gotta start here with Honda, the most trusted brand on the road according to KBB.com. Honda's also the best deal on the road 10 years in a row. And that includes the award-winning Honda Passport and Honda Pilot, both winners of Car and Driver's Editor's Choice Award. And right now, well-qualified buyers can get the Honda Pilot with 2.9% APR financing. For details, see your Southeastern Washington Honda dealer.
I've been with U.S. Cellular for 27 years. They've always taken care of me. But when they asked me to talk to you about their special customer event, Us Days, I said, I gotta get in shape. So they sent me this Hollywood trainer. Oh, this guy's no joke. Us Days means exclusive deals just for us customers.
Now let's try burpees.
Us Days is back at U.S. Cellular. Current customers get $1,200 off any phone, plus $400 off any tablet.
Fall colors. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be a beautiful day, mostly sunny skies. We'll have high temperatures that'll be seasonal, 62 in the Tri-Cities, 58 for Sunnyside, 58 in Yakima. Pretty light winds for today. And then for tonight, it is going to be a chilly one out there as we'll be below freezing for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. A little bit warmer than that in the Basin and a little bit warmer than that in the foothills of the Blues. So if you did have to protect the outdoor pets, the plants, or the plumbing, in all likelihood, that would be in the Kittitas or Yakima valleys. Now into tomorrow, we're going to shake up things again as we'll have these little shower chances. Now we'll keep it mostly dry for the valleys, but we'll have anywhere between 20 to 40% chances of wet weather for the Basin and foothills, and some slightly better chances of wet weather in the mountains, of course. Here's the time frame that we're thinking for tomorrow. It's a pretty broad time frame, 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. for the Basin, 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. in the foothills. And then some of this could last deep into the night, maybe even into the wee hours of the morning on Thursday up in the Cascades and up in the Blues. This isn't going to amount to that much, and I do think that most of us will stay dry into tomorrow, but we're tracking another storm system into Saturday through Monday, and obviously this one's bringing some much bigger chances for rainfall. This one could provide maybe 2 inches of water up in the Cascades, between 1/4 to 1/2 inch for the foothills and Blues, between 1/10 to 1/4 for the valleys, but less than 1/10 of an inch for those of us that are stuck here in the Basin. Okay, and as rain chances go up for this weekend, temperatures will go up. You see, we'll be just a little bit cooler for Thursday and Friday. We'll be about 5 degrees below average, but we'll be slightly more seasonal into this weekend, but no real big fluctuations with temperatures over these next 7 days. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Small shower chances Wednesday, dry and cooler for Thursday and Friday, but shower chances go back up this weekend. In Yakima, dry and cool through Friday, then turning a bit milder and wetter Saturday through Monday. Peep the lows in the mid-20s for Wednesday and Thursday night. Then for Ellensburg, dry with chilly mornings and cool afternoons through Friday, looking much wetter for Saturday through Monday. In Hermiston, a chance for a few showers on Wednesday, dry and crisp Thursday and Friday, but slightly milder and much wetter by this weekend. Then in Walla Walla, just less than a 50-50 shot of seeing wet weather on Wednesday, dry for Thursday and Friday, but chances for wet weather go back up starting on Saturday.
Thank you, Josh. All right, check this out. The Gary Sinise Foundation, in partnership with Amazon, is donating new equipment to the Franklin County Fire District. GSF and Amazon are providing more than $200,000 in grants across Washington. But Riley Fitzgerald says in Franklin County, it's being distributed in a unique way. She tells us what exactly this money is going towards.
Franklin County Fire District Number 3 is receiving nearly $43,000 for new fire safety inflatables to enhance fire safety education, according to Senior Manager of Legacy Giving, Cam Feldman.
The idea is to deploy these inflatables to schools, community events, open houses here at the department, and to provide teaching and knowledge to younger generations about fire prevention, but also fire safety.
Franklin County Fire District 3 Chief Harris says the interactive fire safety components line up with what the National Fire Protection Agency advises for kids.
And we'll put them into the entrance of the house and they can walk through, and it's all interactive. There's questions. If they want to read, they can read the fire safety messages on the inside, and we can talk to them about fire safety and all the different, everything from plugging extension cords into the wall for your Xbox and too many cords, to cooking safety, microwave, and then when they come out on the other side of it, there's a big old puffy inflatable smoke. So we teach them stay low, crawl, feel the back of the door, and then when they all come out and we talk about going to their meeting place, then they can go and slide down the fire truck.
Chief Harris hopes those who head through it will keep at least one thing in mind about fire safety. The inflatables are so much fun. Also, it's enough to bring out the inner kid in everyone, even Pasco PD's Lieutenant Thomas Groom.
All right, give me the thumbs up, Tom.
Finding departments in rural areas. The Gary Sinise Foundation, our first responder outreach program, we prioritize rural and volunteer fire departments. And here we are in Franklin County, a rural and volunteer fire department.
This event happening as National First Responders Day is coming up next Monday. In Franklin County, Riley Fitzgerald, Apple Valley News Now.
After the ceremony, the Gary Sinise Foundation served a meal to first responders in the area, and the foundation next heads to Spokane for a similar celebration. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, more lawsuits against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, one from a girl who claims she was 13 at the time. Details are coming up in your entertainment headlines.
Head to Queensgate Gardens in Richland for some fall family fun. Explore our corn and hay bale maze, zoom down the dump truck slide, try pumpkin archery, and get creative with pumpkin painting. New this year is laser tag and a U-Pick flower field. Make fall memories at Queensgate Garden in Richland.
When you get hurt on the job, you never know if you're going to get paid by Labor and Industries. Let Bothwell and Hamill fight on your behalf for your workers' comp. We can often increase your compensation. The sooner you call us, the better. If you were hurt at work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call 509-584-4411 for a free consultation. Bothwell and Hamill.
Membership savings continue with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Pick up a copy in-store today. Save $7 on Ammo Incorporated 50-count 10mm 180 grain FMJ ammo. Members pay $19.99 per box. Prestone 50/50 1-gallon antifreeze and coolant is hot priced at $7.99. Plus, get prepared for Halloween. Pick up select Mars or Ferrera mixed bag Halloween candy, now just $24.99. Members save more with our latest savings book at Bi-Mart.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Through December 31st, receive rebates up to $1,850 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Head to Queensgate Gate Gardens in Richland for some fall family fun. Explore our corn and hay bale maze, zoom down the dump truck slide, try pumpkin archery, and get creative with pumpkin painting. New this year is laser tag and a U-Pick flower field. Make fall memories at Queens Gate Garden in Richland.
Kraken, Jets, pregame at 6:30 Thursday, Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In entertainment news, we're learning Sean Diddy Combs now faces more than 25 civil suits.
This comes as more allegations have been filed against the jailed music mogul. One plaintiff, identified as Jane Doe, alleges she was drugged and raped by Combs at a party after the MTV Video Music Awards in the year 2000. She claims she was just 13 years old.
She says that a limo driver who allegedly works for Diddy invited her to an after party, telling her that Combs liked younger girls. She says she was asked to sign a non-disclosure agreement when she arrived, and after having one drink, she felt, quote, woozy and lightheaded and needed to lie down in a bedroom.
She claims it wasn't long until Combs and a male and female celebrity entered the room. The mention of the unnamed celebrities marks the first time since the indictment that claims other celebrities were involved.
Attorneys for Combs did not respond to the specific allegations in the new lawsuits, but referred to a previous blanket statement, quote, Mr. Combs has never sexually assaulted anyone, adult or minor, man or woman. Combs remains in custody in New York as he awaits trial in May.
Yesterday, Combs' lawyers said they have significant new grounds to argue for his release from federal jail while he awaits trial.
In more entertainment news, Harvey Weinstein has been diagnosed with bone cancer, and according to a source close to him, 72-year-old Weinstein is undergoing treatment at Rikers Island in New York.
Weinstein's longtime spokesperson, Judah Engelmayer, declined to comment on his diagnosis and whether his upcoming trial might be impacted by his cancer diagnosis. Weinstein was convicted for a first-degree criminal sexual act and third-degree rape in 2020 and was given a 23-year prison sentence.
However, that conviction was overturned in April after the New York Court of Appeals said his constitutional rights were violated. A retrial on those charges is scheduled to start in November.
Meanwhile, Weinstein remains jailed as he appeals a 2022 conviction in Los Angeles, where he received a 16-year sentence on 3 sexual assault charges.
And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest at 5:30, a local firefighter who has dedicated nearly 4 decades to serving our communities is receiving a statewide honor. Monique Ledesma with that story in the next half hour. But first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Meta is bringing back facial recognition. Facebook and Instagram's parent company says new facial recognition tools will fight scams and help users who have lost access to their accounts. Facebook's facial recognition system was shut down 3 years ago amid public backlash. Samsung is rolling out a special edition model of its Galaxy Z Fold. It's thinner and lighter than the recently released Z Fold 6, with slightly larger displays and an upgraded wide-angle camera. The price tag, just over $2,000, but for now it will only be sold in South Korea. And Chick-fil-A is launching its own entertainment app. It debuts next month with content for families with children under 12. The app will include animated shows, games, and recipes. One official says the goal is to give families a digital playground that they can enjoy anywhere. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Serving in Afghanistan, I was hit by sniper fire, and I was given a 5% chance to live. It's a good thing math wasn't my best subject. Today, I visit classrooms and share my story. I tell kids that with a little help and a lot of work, that you can overcome any challenge.
DAV helps veterans like Adam get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year.
My victory is being there for the next generation.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Many remedies you take for chest congestion only mask the symptoms.
Hey, how you doing?
This mucus won't move out. You're gonna love this property. The guy's congestion remedy? Harmless.
Try this.
Mucinex 12-hour treats the mucus that causes chest congestion for all-day relief. Wow! Don't leave! It's fine! Oh, I was worried about this side of town! Mucinex in, mucus out. Don't mask symptoms, treat the cause.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, it is cold out there.
Yes.
And getting colder or up and down?
It's sort of up and down, but for some of us, it will be getting much colder into the end of the week, especially like Wednesday night, Thursday night in the valleys.
I typically like roller coasters, but not with this.
Not with this. Let's go ahead and take a live look at the Columbia River. This view coming courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. We'll have plenty of sunshine from this viewpoint a little bit later today. It will end up being a nice, mostly sunny, and a pretty cool day. Already a cold start out there as we're seeing temperatures in the 30s in the Kittitas and Yakima Valley. So this is where you would maybe have to break out the ice scraper for this morning. But it is just too warm for that, but certainly not warm within the basin and in the foothills where we're seeing temperatures here in the 40s as opposed to the 30s that we're tracking in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. Here's your CoCast for today for the Tri-Cities. Heavy jacket stuff for this morning, but I'm thinking it's probably just going to be light jacket stuff for the rest of the day. Yeah, you heard that right. No t-shirt weather for today. All light jacket stuff, as well as high temperatures in the Tri-Cities that'll struggle to make it out of the low 60s. But in the sunshine and with light winds, it won't feel too bad outside. Now, we'll take a little bit of a look back to yesterday's storm system. I'll tell you how much rain we got in terms of what our rainfall deficit looks like. So that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Starting off this half hour in crime news, authorities have arrested a 69-year-old man from Sunnyside who's accused of child molestation and communicating with minors for immoral purposes. According to court documents, Timothy Bardell admitted to police that he molested 4 young girls aging from infants to toddlers. Bardell was arrested Friday and is currently being held in the Yakima County Jail. Bardell has served as a leader in the Lower Valley Scout Troops for many years and has been involved with youth group activities. Also, the Benton County Sheriff's Office says 1 woman is dead after a suspected DUI crash. The driver, the woman's sister, is accused of driving under the influence. The crash happened Sunday just after 6 p.m. on Wilgus Road near Prosser. Authorities say 19-year-old Tatum Smiskin-Ohms was driving her car when she lost control and rolled it. Her passenger, 22-year-old Nairi Smiskin-Ohms, was thrown from the car and died at the scene. Investigators say Tatum was driving a car that had been reported stolen out of Yakima. Tatum was taken to the hospital for minor injuries and then to Benton County Jail. She's facing a charge of vehicular homicide in her sister's death, as well as other charges. Around the world, Secretary of State Antony Blinken is visiting areas of the Middle East this week, and today he's in Israel. The State Department says Blinken hopes the death of Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar will prompt Israel and Hamas to negotiate. Many analysts seem skeptical that Blinken will secure a deal. They say it could be difficult for Hamas to negotiate during a transition, and there's no guarantee a new leader would want peace. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu saying nothing would deter his country's fight against Hamas and vowing to push forward until the end. The State Department says Blinken also wants to convince Israel to find a diplomatic solution with Hezbollah in Lebanon. In education news, Hanford Student Media brought 6 student falcons to the All-American High School Film Festival in New York over the weekend. And there, the group was nominated in the Teen Indie Awards for Best Micro Movie and the Best Sports Feature category. Along with those nominations, HHS broadcast teacher Cheyenne LaViolet received the All-American High School Film Festival 2024 Teacher of the Year Award. The group of students got to see their film on the big screen at the AMC 25 Empire, also walk Central Park, the Brooklyn Bridge, and even do their daily student broadcast from NYC, where students did interviews from Times Square. The group left Thursday and they're getting home tonight. And coming up tonight, our Riley Fitzgerald will have the chance to sit down with Cheyenne to learn more, and we'll have that tomorrow morning. And this time of year, the weather is cooler, the leaves are falling, and it's also time to release the Kraken. Later this week, Seattle takes on the Winnipeg Jets, who are undefeated so far this year. The men in Seattle have only won 2 games out of the 9 played against Winnipeg. And this year, it's still early in the season. Seattle is currently on a 2-game win streak, with the Kraken's last win against the Jets back in March. Apple Valley News Now is your home to the Seattle Kraken, and you can catch the games here all season long. The matchup will air on ABC Thursday. The action starts at 6:30. Puck drops at 7, and you can find where to watch at applevalleyNewsNow.com. Making a difference, a local firefighter who's dedicated nearly 4 decades to serving our communities is receiving a statewide honor. But as Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma finds out, getting him to open up is about as easy as running into a burning building.
Wasn't something I really saw myself doing for life.
Ben Shear is a firefighter who's been part of the Pasco Fire Department for 37 years. It's about 3 decades longer than he thought he'd be suiting up for the job. But Shear says the spark to be a part of the fire department started as a slow burn, only to grow with intensity.
So it wasn't until we got on a few calls, made a difference in those people's, the rest of their life from that point on, and able to help the community out. And that's when I decided it was a great career.
The desire to help others and be helpful to his community, keeping him going.
Being able to help the community out, being a resource to the community whenever possible to help mitigate the effects from that emergency and keep on going has been what's been fun for me for the last 35 years.
Throughout his career, he received Firefighter of the Year and an award for the Washington State Fire Marshal's Office. Now, Shear has been awarded the Washington Fire Educator Lifetime Achievement Award by the Washington State Public Fire Educators.
It's been over 12 years that I've worked with their group, bringing education to firefighters across the state to help educate the community, public information roles that we've done across the community. So that was last week when they presented me with that. And as much as it was a Lifetime Achievement Award for me, it was really an award to all those people that around me that have helped out as well too.
Shear says in his personal life he's an introvert, but because of his job, when he puts on his uniform, he's in the zone.
Sometimes you have to go outside yourself and be a little bit different. So learned I can actually get out there, interact with people, have a fun time, and engage and interact with the public in a way that I wasn't really capable of before.
One of his favorite things to do, working with the littlest of hands to make the biggest difference.
Some of the school programs that we worked with here in Pasco, getting out there and working with the schools and the kids to evaluate the programs we were doing to make sure we were getting good education.
Always ready to teach, Shear has even taught me and other reporters a thing or two throughout his career.
And you're going to keep going until help arrives.
And why is it important for people to follow the beat?
So again, if the heart's going too fast, if you go too fast or if you go too slow, it's not giving the heart a chance to refill with new blood, and so it's not getting new blood out to the body.
Reporting in Pasco, Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
Monique was doing great with that, and Shear says although he isn't doing the public education programs in the PFD, he still plans on being engaged with the community, and he will still help respond to state wildland fires. His official retirement date has not yet been set. And coming up on Good Morning Northwest, Halloween is just around the corner, and we have where you can score some last-minute deals on things like decorations, costumes, and much more. That's coming up in your consumer news.
Be sure and vote. Mail-in ballots must be postmarked by November 5th.
Car wreck? I'm here to help you.
I got T-boned at an intersection. Mariano got me about 50 times more than I thought I was going to get.
I did my best, and she got way more than she expected.
He is the guy.
Call 853-2222.
It's painfully obvious prices have been going up. Inflation is crushing American families, and inflation only has one cause.
Inflation in the United States is made in Washington and nowhere else. The real tax on the American people is what government spends.
And Dan Newhouse has voted for trillions of dollars in spending. As your congressman, I will vote against massive spending bills. Because Americans can't afford a new house. I'm Jared Sussler, and I approve this message.
Liberal Democrats Maria Beltran, Anna Kennedy, and Chelsea Demas support even no questions asked late-term abortions. They oppose measures that would lower taxes, make gas cheaper, and let you take home more of your paycheck. They would make your streets less safe, raise your gas prices, and encourage your children to disrespect faith, family, and America. Seattle liberals Maria Beltran, Anna Kennedy, and Chelsea Demas do not share your values and are too extreme for Central Washington.
Goodwill provides opportunities for those that might have barriers to employment.
Those barriers could be disabilities all the way up to recently incarcerated, and our job is to find a way to give these folks the skills to find gainful employment in the community.
We provide such a wide variety of training. Our ECC organizations can get somebody a job.
The relationships that are built through those programs gives these organizations a long-time employee if they so wish.
Goodwill, your Halloween headquarters.
Senior living is more than just a home with Avamere at Englewood Heights. Experience the joys of life with engaging activities, delicious chef-prepared meals, and more to enhance your retirement.
We have beautiful landscaping, plenty of places to just hang out outside. We have this big, beautiful wraparound porch. A lot of people are scared when they move into assisted living that they're going to lose their independence, but it gives you your independence back. I'd love to show you around and help you with anything that you need.
Car wreck? I'm here to help you.
I got T-boned at an intersection. Mariano got me about 50 times more than I thought I was going to get.
I did my best, and she got way more than she expected.
He is the guy.
Call 853-2222. She was a star on the hit show One Tree Hill. Now Bethany Joy Lenz in a GMA television exclusive on how she finally got away from a cult.
It was a powerful moment.
Plus this week, Tom Holland, Elton John, and Samuel L. Jackson on
Good Morning America.
High Potential is breaking the mold for crime procedurals.
Pretty smart, right?
Pretty good.
And Caitlin Olsen shines.
Got a dead body, gotta go.
Stop trying to outcool me.
High Potential, new tonight on ABC.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's take a little bit of a tour of today's forecast. We start off in Kittitas County, where we're going to have plenty of sunshine today. It's going to be cool, light winds, highs in the 50s, 59 in Ellensburg, 55 in Cle Elum. Then in the Yakima Valley, we'll also have highs in the 50s, but it's going to be upper 50s, maybe flirting with 60, 59 for Yakima, 59 for Toppenish, 58 for Sunnyside. Also plenty of sunshine, also light winds. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, we'll have high temperatures that will end up making it into the 60s, 62 for the Tri-Cities, 60 for Benton City, 61 for Hermiston, mostly sunny skies here, also light winds, and it's going to be the same song and dance for the foothills of the Blues. Mostly sunny skies, highs near 60, 60 for Milton Freewater, 60 for Pilot Rock, also light winds. Okay, now let's take a retroactive look at yesterday's storm system, and I want to show you how our rainfall deficit improved from the storm system. So going into the storm system, we were about 80 to 95% below average for this early wet season, but post-storm system, here's what we're looking like. Still about 80 to 90% below average for the valleys, but about 50 to 70% below average for the basin, and about 30 to 40% below average for the foothills. So we did make some improvements. There's still red on this graphic though, and eventually we want to see green for surplus. So I'll show you if we have any chance of seeing that over the next 7 days. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now, the countdown to Halloween is now entering single digits, but you have to add a lot more zeros to get to how much money people plan to spend on the holiday this year. Emily Schmidt breaks down the spending and where you might find last-minute savings. That's in our latest Consumer Watch.
This is the time of year where fall is big, like more than 2,500 pounds of pumpkin big. Yet this year, it's also big to downsize.
We see consumers willing to invest in these events, but also looking for ways to be smart with their budget.
The National Retail Federation's annual survey predicts that shoppers may spend around $104 per person, down $4.62 from 2023's record high. So overall spending might be lower, though still billions more than just a decade ago.
But is certainly one that captures consumers' attention and focus and generates a lot of excitement around this time of year.
Retailers say nearly 72% of Americans plan to celebrate Halloween, spending the most on candy. An estimated 67% hand that out. Decorations, a fast-growing category, and costumes.
$5. And on Amazon, the same ones that I was looking at are $13.
The National Retail Federation says 12% of shoppers, especially younger consumers, look for costumes at thrift or secondhand stores. Of course, even before the spookiest Halloween screams fade, winter holidays begin. The NRF predicts retail sales growing around 2.5% to 3.5%.
That could put total retail sales for the last 2 months of this year at a record $989 billion.
That's 85 times the amount predicted for Halloween, suggesting the year's retail treats are still ahead. For Consumer Watch, I'm Emily Schmidt.
And don't be surprised if you see a little less chocolate in this year's trick-or-treat bags. Cocoa prices are at record highs as they've more than doubled since the start of the year due to bad weather in West Africa. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, the first openly transgender advocate is set to argue before the Supreme Court. This on Tennessee's ban of hormone therapy and puberty blockers for minors. We have the details in your morning sprint that's coming up, but first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your full weather forecast.
I had surgery as a child that I barely remember. But decades later, the insurance company called that a pre-existing condition and denied me long-term care insurance. Washington State created a long-term care benefit to help millions of people like me afford the care we need. But I-2124 will take that benefit away, leaving millions with no way to get or afford long-term care. If it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody. That's why we all have to vote no on I-2124.
Dirty tactics and lies have become a staple of American politics. But I'm not a regular politician. I'm Jared Sessler, and I approve this message. Dan Newhouse is spending millions of dollars to spread outright lies about me. President Trump needs an ally in Congress who will join his fight to lower taxes, fix the economy, and restore traditional American values. I've been endorsed by President Trump and the House Freedom Caucus, but more importantly, I'm endorsed by you, the people, who handed me a decisive victory in the August primary. So vote for the conservative we deserve.
Kraken Hockey, now on free TV as the 5-game homestand winds down. This historic season's heating up and off to a strong start. Don't miss a single moment of the action. Kraken, Jets, pregame at 6:30 Thursday, Apple Valley News Now.
18 years, 32 years, 20 years, 35 years.
A job not only supports a family, but it gives you dignity. I'm Maria Beltran. With warehouses closing and hundreds of jobs lost, it's time we elect a fighter. Like so many of us, my family struggles to keep up with the cost of groceries and afford rent. Your family's struggles are my family's struggles. I'll work hard for you in Olympia.
Paid for by friends Maria Beltran. Here in Washington, we love the word and, like socks and sandals, flannels and beanies, wheat fields and mountains. And now with FundHub WA, saving money and helping the climate. Find grants to bring resources and funds to your community. Get incentives to grow your business and transition to clean energy. And discover rebates that will save you money at home and on the go and reduce emissions. Find funding opportunities today at fundhub.wa.gov.
Halloween is just around the corner.
Oh, yes. Next Live, Seth Meyers plus Alessia Cara.
Where's Kelly?
Sorry, I was trying out my bat costume.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Awesome fall colors in Coeur d'Alene tonight. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today's going to be a gorgeous Tuesday. We'll have plenty of sunshine. It's going to be a cool day, though, as we'll be around 60 for most spots, 62 for the Tri-Cities, 58 for Walla Walla, 58 for Sunnyside. Thankfully, the winds will be light for today. Now, for tonight, it's going to be pretty cold out there. 30s in the Kittitas Valley. Will be in the 30s for the lower Columbia Basin, 40s and 30s for the Blue Foothills. So if you did have to protect the outdoor pets, the plants, or the plumbing, it would be in the Kittitas Yakima Valley. So I would recommend that for tonight. Now into tomorrow. It's going to be a mostly dry day in between the mountain ranges. I'm going to put money on it. It's probably going to be dry for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, but about 20 to 40% chances of wet weather for the basin and for the foothills. Slightly better chances up in the mountains. And in terms of the timing of all of it, 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. for the basin, 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. for the foothills. I know that's pretty broad, but that is going to be the nature of the shower chances for tomorrow. These scattered chances that'll just kind of trickle in throughout the day. So I'm thinking that more of us will be dry as opposed to not for tomorrow. Okay, so again, we've established little shower chances for Wednesday, maybe a few lingering for Thursday morning, but look at this, big time rainfall chances for Saturday through Monday. So rainfall amounts for said storm system could be upwards of 2 inches in the Cascades, between 1/4 to 1/2 inch for the foothills and the Blues, between 1/10 to 1/4 for the valleys. Not much doing for us in the basin. So as rain chances go up for this weekend, temperatures will also go up, back to more seasonal stuff. But before that, will be a little bit cooler in a Thursday and Friday, about 5 degrees below average, but more average stuff into this weekend. All that to say, temperatures aren't going to fluctuate that much over the next 7 days. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Small shower chances Wednesday, dry and cooler for Thursday and Friday, but shower chances go back up this weekend. Then in Yakima, dry and cool through Friday, then turning a bit milder and wetter Saturday through Monday. Peep the lows in the mid-20s for Wednesday and Thursday night. Then in Ellensburg, dry with chilly mornings and cool afternoons through Friday, looking much wetter for Saturday through Monday. And then in Hermiston, a chance for a few showers on Wednesday, dry and crisp Thursday and Friday, but slightly milder and much wetter by this weekend. Then in Walla Walla, just less than a 50-50 shot of seeing wet weather on Wednesday, dry for Thursday and Friday, but chances for wet weather go back up starting on Saturday.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 5:50. It's time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour. And first up, here are the top 5 local stories you need to know this morning. Starting off, Navy officials have identified the 2 aviators whose fighter jet crashed in Yakima County. Lieutenant Commander Lindsay Evans and Lieutenant Serena Willman died after their EA-18G Growler jet crashed October 15th near Mount Rainier. Both pilots were 31 years old. Their commanding officer says they'll be remembered for their heroic actions on their recent deployment, as well as their incredible energy. The Yakima County Search and Rescue Team, which helped in that search, is made up of volunteers, and they're always looking for more help. To find out how you can join, visit our website. An update on the renovation plans with the Martin Luther King Jr. Center. They're currently in the middle of working on the communication stages. The first follow-up meeting with the city of Pasco is on Friday at 11:30 a.m., where they'll start strategizing how to move forward. It'll not be open to the public, and they'll meet with the city once a month. They say they'll post all updates after the meeting. Hanford Student Media brought 6 high school students to the All-American High School Film Festival in New York over the weekend. The group was nominated in the Teen Indie Awards for Best Micro Movie and the Best Sports Feature category. Also, HHS broadcast teacher Cheyenne LaViolet received the festival's Teacher of the Year award. We'll get to hear more about what the students did and more from the teacher tomorrow morning. And it's almost time to release the Kraken. Seattle will take on the Winnipeg Jets, who are undefeated so far this year. The Kraken have only won 2 games out of the 9 played against Winnipeg. Apple Valley News Now is your home to the Seattle Kraken, and the matchup will air here on Thursday, and the action starts at 6:30 and the puck drops at 7. Now, workers who have been on the job hunt after the Lamb Weston plant closure in Connell can take part in a job fair. Columbia Basin College and WorkSource are hosting job fairs throughout the week to help those who have been let go as well as others. There is one today at WSU Tri-Cities and another in Connell on the 25th. Now to your national headlines this morning. An ACLU attorney is set to become the first openly transgender person to argue before the Supreme Court. Chase Strangio will argue before the justices in a challenge to Tennessee's ban on gender-affirming care for minors. Yesterday, the court agreed to let the ACLU share time in December during oral arguments with the Biden administration, which is also challenging the law. Tennessee's law bans hormone therapy and puberty blockers for minors and imposes civil penalties for doctors who violate the bans. NASA's SpaceX Crew 8 mission might be spending a little extra time on the International Space Station. NASA says a return to Earth could be delayed due to unfavorable weather conditions around the splashdown sites off the coast of Florida. Mission managers say they'll keep a close watch on the situation, and current forecasts point to improving conditions as the week goes on. In your business news, the Supreme Court is declining to hear an appeal challenging the structure of the Consumer Product Safety Commission. The appeal from two educational organizations alleged the independent CPSC violates the Constitution because its 5-member board can only be removed by the president for cause. A federal appeals court had ruled against the groups, so the Supreme Court's decision to deny the case leaves the agency's structure in place. In your health headlines this morning, some frozen waffle products are being recalled because they could be contaminated with Listeria. The recalled products were sold under various brand names across the U.S., including Walmart and Target and Froz. According to the FDA, the issue was discovered through routine testing at a manufacturing facility. The FDA said you should throw out the recalled products or return them to the store for a credit. And the Biden administration is proposing what it calls the most significant expansion of contraception coverage under the Affordable Care Act. It would give easier access to over-the-counter contraception such as Plan B, spermicide, and Opill. The new rule would eliminate the need for a prescription. Insurers would also have to cover all FDA-approved drugs and drug-led combination products. In your sports news, the Los Angeles Dodgers are heading to the World Series, and that's after they beat the Mets 10-5 in the Game 6 of National League Championship Series Sunday. The Dodgers' hitting is the team's not-so-secret weapon this season. 4 RBIs from Sunday's game are due to Tommy Edman. All right, trending this morning, Shakira. The pop singer is postponing the start of her North American tour so that more fans can see her.
I think I'm going to need to hear that one more time,
Shakira. There you go.
Perfect. Well, the 47-year-old just days ago announced she is calling off the shows she planned to perform next month and through May of next year. Many of the concerts were taking place in arenas.
Instead, Shakira will now include some stadiums when she kicks off her tour, and she'll open her North American tour on May 13th in Charlotte, North Carolina. Tickets go on sale to the general public on Friday. You want to try that, Josh?
Shakira. I'm on tonight. There you go.
Nice, nicely done. Well, also trending this morning, environmentalists are still shaking their heads in disbelief about the recent discovery of a fish in Southeast Asia that many believed had become extinct.
Several years ago, Cambodian fishermen spotted the giant salmon carp in the Mekong River. The fish was last seen nearly 20 years ago, and because it had disappeared, it earned the nickname the Mekong Ghost.
The giant salmon carp can grow as large as 66 pounds, and environmentalists say climate change and man-made projects are hurting some of the species that once thrived in the river. A 66-pound fish, no thank you, that sounds like a Pokemon. And coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6, local voters are filing complaints over people collecting ballots who aren't elections officials. Emily Goodell has that report in our 6 o'clock hour.
And I'll show you how frigid it is out there this morning, and I'll show you what to expect for the rest of your Tuesday. That's going to be coming up at 6.